Perfect. Yeah, go ahead and press record.
Yes,
So
yes, I'm
it's all
recording now.
okay. Yeah, we're recording.
Yeah, we are
So
recording now, finally. Okay, let's begin.
perfect. Well, thanks so much for joining, everyone. Ambreen and I are so thrilled to co-host this event in collaboration with Dr. Barbara Vokatis. Dr. Barbara is a good friend and she is amazing. And I am so excited to see you guys supporting Barbara and just these amazing friendships that she has. It's just beautiful to see. And so today from 11 o'clock Eastern to 1 o'clock, we are going to be sharing with Dr. Barbara all the incredible, everything that is just so incredible about her new book. I'm so excited about it. It's just truly a must read. So, just a little bit briefly, Impact Activators, what we do is we help other people with the ripples of their ideas. Anything that you have bold ideas, leadership, anything that you are doing, we want to help you spread that idea. We want to help you with that, with launching, with whatever you need help with. Please make sure to contact Ambreen and I put in our website in the chat. And also, Barbara put in the Amazon link for her book. So be sure to check that out. She also put in her website. Be sure to connect with her. I'm sure all of you guys are already connected. But yeah, I'm just going to give the stage to Ambreen and Barbara.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much, Valerie, for the warm introduction. And I'm so very glad to see a lot of people, a lot of familiar faces, some new one also. But I'm really so glad, and I really want to thank everyone who has made an effort to join this special event. It's really special for us, as Valerie said, that we are so excited, we are so honored to host this event. Uh, for Barbara Vokatis. She's a dear friend and she is a visionary because her vision is not just to actually write a book or publish a book. It's beyond than that. And that's why we, like Valerie and I, are here to. I'm sorry, I think there is some noise. Please mute yourself. And so, anyways, so as Valerie said, that Valerie and I are collaborating with Barbara to organize this special event for her, so her voice can reach out to several people, and and we can see that as we see the screen full of people, full of so many faces here who are like connecting from all across the globe. So it is really honor for us, and I'm really thank you for each of you to come here to witness this event, to experience, and to have this curiosity to find out more about what has Barbara shared in her book, which is truly not just a book. It's kind of a movement that she has just started, because what she has shared in the book is a voice of so many people, so many parents around us who have this in their hearts, but they might not have the courage to share it. So today, Barbara, I will just give this stage to Barbara to share her story and to let us know that how was her journey like, and what troubles and what setbacks, what obstacles she faced during, or challenges. And I would say it's not only challenges, a lot of some, I'm sure, satisfying, gratifying moments would also be there. Lots of aha moments will be there. So please share about your book and about your journey.
Thank you so much, both Breen and Valerie. Thank you for helping me in organizing this event and for hosting this. You are my dear friends. You are known by many of us here. So I am just so honored to have you as friends and have you helping me with this. This is the first time I'm doing a book launch, believe it or not, even though this is not my first book, but you're learning something new every day, every month. I would also like to thank wonderful speakers who said yes to coming and saying something about the book or anything else that they think connect to neurodiversity, because that's what really we are celebrating today, neurodiversity. We are here to celebrate that. My book is just a little part of this, I think. uh, not only they agreed to speak, many of them also wrote wonderful early reviews, and these reviews are just amazing. When I was reading them, I was thinking like, well, wait a minute, is it about my book? Because they are just absolutely amazing. I would like to also thank Danny Combs. I don't know if he will be able to pop in for a moment. He's got something very important to do, to take care of, and he is the author of the foreword for the book. He's doing something amazing in the area of helping neurodivergent autistic people uh, learn jobs and find jobs, land jobs. He's absolutely amazing. I also would like to thank anybody who is attending right now. I see some incredible faces here. Uh, it's impossible to name everybody right now, but thank you so much for coming in. That means that you care about neurodiversity and about this topic. And also would like to thank, I don't know if he will be able to pop in or not, my book designer, Shrikesh Kumar. He's absolutely amazing. And also my website designer, Kamal. Both are from India and both are incredible. And of course, my child, Kalina, who is what would you guess where they are at school in 12th grade. I see Bill smiling a little bit, right? They are in school learning, but they have also a little message I'm going to share with you. So I've been known mostly for animal assisted education, but this is really connecting very deeply with neurodiversity because I remember when we got our dog for our child and for us as a family, um, at that time also we struggled with in the educational system trying to make sure that we have the best learning opportunities for my child. And I remember when I was thinking, I don't know much about dog therapy, and we are learning to be certified as a therapy dog team. What if I try and take our dog to the school and see what happens, right? I'm a teacher. I like to see what happens. I like to experiment with new ideas. Let's see what happens for neurodivergent kids, but not only. So that's what I did without really reading any research. So now you know how it started. And we've been doing it for 7 years because seeing what it can do for kids, it's absolutely amazing. That's why I'm still doing it. And with one dog, but she's doing just a fabulous job, and with wonderful teacher, Lucinda Ormiston. But I have to say that the high school period has been especially difficult for us as a family, helping my child for whatever reasons, and there's a lot of reasons. It was just very hard. Certain teachers with certain attitudes. And I remember I was thinking, why is it so hard? I mean, the kid is already have been going to the same school for that many years. Why does high school have to be so hard? It's the New York State. There are certain requirements too. Um, so that was just a really pivotal question. At the same time, I'm observing my child in high school, maturing, developing, having these incredible skills that I don't have and will never have, having different ways of thinking that again just puzzle me. How does somebody think like that? I can't think like that. This is really cool. I'm learning from you, Kalina. So I remember thinking about this um, and being a teacher, being a mother, and also being a writer, what can I do to express all these thoughts and ideas that I have, maybe help other parents who also go through this journey, and especially who are at the beginning of this journey. I am here doing it for 18 years. But what if there is someone who is just starting? They just found out they got a diagnosis about their child being autistic, right? And what if whatever I'm doing, whether it's a podcast or a book, can help someone? And what if I maybe can help others too in seeing a larger picture? Because I think also originally the book I thought would be more for parents of autistic children, but wonderful reviewers started seeing some other aspects of the book. Maybe it's not just for these parents, maybe it's just for anybody, and also including teachers. And even for therapy dog teams, I think it's really important to understand what autistic children, what their nature is, what they go through in school in order to then being able to collaborate with teachers in the best way they can to help. Because what's happening when you bring therapy dogs to the classroom is not just helping certain children in feeling better about themselves, but it's changing, it's transforming the whole climate of the whole classroom. And that is really what we want to see. Children learn from an animal that is not judgmental. That's how they learn. They learn from the teachers too, of course, but there is a different learning totally from that animal. And then from that learning, you can apply to other areas. Well, for instance, Carmel is a kind dog. How is she kind? Can you tell us what you think, what she's doing, how she shows you that she's a kind dog? So they just love my dog. They describe all these things. And then it's so much easier to apply to other kids. Well, guess what? You can be also kind to other children. If you are kind to Carmel and she's kind to you, we are a community here, we are a family here. You also need to be kind to other people. And that's how kids really learn in this very informal way and sort of natural way, right? It's not always the teacher. And also, I thought that there are many parents and also neurodivergent people, young people who are active on social media. They are trying to advocate and they do an incredible job. But I think we still don't have enough people to who would come out and talk about their experiences. And I was not so quick to talk about my experiences for a long time for a variety of reasons. And I talk about these reasons in my book. But I think we need that so much. If we don't do that, we cannot count on anybody else doing it for us. We can bring others to the table to help us, but we have to be the ones who are ready to advocate in different ways. Not everybody has to write a book. Not everybody has to have a podcast, right? There is all different ways of advocating and helping others. That's what this is really about. So that is also why the book happened. And in the book, I try to encourage parents to do whatever they can to advocate and encourage their teens to advocate. And that's what I did also with my teen when I asked Kalina, would you like to be co-author of the book? Can I interview you for the book? And that was just incredible because they said all kinds of things in this interview, and I thought I'm just going to include parts of this interview, and I ended up including all of this because all of this was very, very insightful. And now I would like to just share the message from Kalina too, as a co-author with their picture. If Ambrin would like to share that picture, that would be great, if possible, with writing. Here you go. So this is Kalina's message. I asked Kalina, what would you like to say during the event? Children, teenagers, and adults who are autistic want to be treated normally because they are normal people. They just might think a little differently. In addition to treating them normally, they would like to also receive some more compassion and sensitivity. You see, I didn't know I was going to get so emotional about it because in their lives, something happened and the picture disappeared. Ambrin, if you don't mind putting it back together, that would be great. I see a lot of hearts, which is a good thing too. Or I can read from mine. Here it comes again. I'll try to do without emotions. I'll promise. Children, teenagers, and adults who are autistic want to be treated normally because they are normal people. They just might think a little bit differently. In addition to treating them normally, they would like to also receive some more compassion and sensitivity because in their lives, they've been sometimes traumatized and not treated well by others. But when you give them a chance, they can become your best and loyal friends. Kalina Vokatis, co-author of Unshakable. And that's all I wanted to say, but I can always say more, and it's going to happen, I'm sure, in conversations with all of you after the event on social media, in DM, and I'm ready for that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ambreen.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, it was truly emotional, and what you have shared is actually you shared your heart, and heartful message is always what comes from heart is not something like what you just write, with maybe with the help of AI or something, and that's what it is. It's truly like it's a genuine heartfelt message. So thank you so much for sharing that. I think now we'll go with the agenda, and I'll ask Valerie to share her views and her whatever she wants to share with the book and with her friendship with Barbara. Anything. So yeah, please.
Well, thank you so much. It's an absolute honor to start off this incredible book launch. And I felt, Barbara, like your book, it spoke so much to me. And I want to go back to the beginning of when I met you, Barbara. I just started doing my podcast, and I had Barbara on for a guest. And this was a couple years ago. And there was this lady that I had not met, and she does dog therapy. And I was like, what is this? I know this from the hospitals, but I had never heard of this in the classroom. I need to talk with her. And so she was just the most kind person. And when we pressed record, Barbara, your dog barked hello. Carmel barked hello. It was the most amazing introduction. And I will say from experience, from my life, I didn't necessarily feel safe in some situations. And immediately when Carmel barked, I felt safe. I felt like this is going to be an amazing talk with this amazing person that I just met, and she has a dog with her. And there was just something feeling so safe about that. And she talked about bringing her dog into the classroom, how that helps with neurodiversity, how that helps. And I'm like, gosh, I can truly see that. And after we were done with the podcast, I went up to my dog and I just kind of looked at her and looked at the body language. And I was able to read my body language and how maybe I was a little bit stiff. And it's like, gosh, I feel like I learned so much that I didn't know I was going to learn from this. And I took that with me. Now, Barbara's book, Unshakable, Parenting Through Autism with Love, Courage, and Purpose, I truly feel like she does an incredible job of weaving her story in a relatable way with real world tips and taking the reader along with you. And listening to Kalina's story, it was so powerful. And I truly feel like it's a must read for not only parents, but as well as teachers, caregivers. And I love how you say this celebrates neurodiversity. Now, Barbara shared with me kind of what was so important about the words specifically in her title. And I love words. And I want to share with you what Merriam-Webster says about the specifically love, purpose, and courage. And with love, that is an action, and that and purpose is to aim oneself by intent. So we're loving as an action. Purpose is to aiming oneself with intent, and courage, venturing, persevering, and journeying. And I think that's so beautiful with the beauty that Barbara learned along the way with that diagnosis, with what she learned with growth. And I feel like, to be vulnerable, I would say, as myself, a bit on the neurodivergent side, it meant so much for me to read that and to know that I'm not alone, to know that we are all different, we're all unique. And it makes me think of flowers. It makes me think of nature. We all have to kind of bend a certain way and grow a certain way. So I don't want to take up too much time here, but I do want to read something that I really connected with that Barbara wrote in her book, and talk about Kalina as well. To say that autistic children have, quote, difficulty making friends, quote, implies they do not try at all and that they must be changed or improved to fit in. I have seen plenty of children who did not have autism, not being very social at all, and ignoring those who tried to be friends with them. These children could benefit from some assistance to become more socially engaged. On the other hand, I have seen kind, autistic individuals striving to fit in, initiating a conversation in the kindest and most genuine ways. So, who is better at making friends in these instances I mentioned? Describing autistic individuals solely through deficits strips them of their individuality and emotional depth. Ironically, those who rely most on these definitions cannot often see things from another perspective and can only wrongly assume that autistic individuals are lacking. The discomfort some people feel around neurodivergent ways of thinking reveals more about the limitations of their social cognition. So, who is truly limited here? Barbara, reading that was so eye opening. And I feel like all of us, neurodivergent, non neurodivergent, can see something about that. How can we be more flexible in our thinking? How can we be able to share and celebrate neurodiversity, celebrate all types of learning, all types of thinking? So thank you so, so much, Barbara. Your book is truly amazing and will make such an impact in this world. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Valerie. Thank you so much for sharing such heartful message and your thoughts on the book and your
Thank you so much.
relationship with Barbara. Yeah. So now I would like to invite Dennis Pitoko. Would you please share some thoughts on the book and your relationship with Barbara?
Thank you, Ambreen. And Valerie, I like what you said about love being action. And many people don't understand love is a verb if you look at it properly. So good on you, as they say in Australia. A couple thoughts on this. You can read my review, which we put on Amazon, but I thought I'd take this from a different angle. We have over 1,000 writers. We've published 30,000 articles from around the world. So when I look at something like this, and as you can imagine, we've reviewed a lot of books, I try to look at this and say, what's the difference here between this book and other books that might be out there on autism? So what distinguished it? And I came up with 6 things, most of which is captured in my review, but I tried to pull them out for the sake of this discussion. The first thing I noticed is Barbara's got this thing covered from every possible angle. And what I mean by that is she isn't just a mom telling a story. She isn't just a mom telling us. Okay.
If we can make sure we're muted, everyone.
Yeah, I think there was I'm muted.
Okay. She isn't just a mom telling a story. She's also an educator, as you all know.
I think, Dennis, could you unmute yourself also? I think I muted everyone.
Okay. I don't
I'm
know
so
where I
sorry
left
for
off.
this. I'm so sorry for that.
That's quite all right. I'll take it from the top. Pardon me. Hopefully I'll say it the same way. But what struck me first about Barb's book is she's got it covered from all angles. She isn't just a mom telling a story. She's an educator. She's a therapy dog partner, as you know. And that means we get this amazing trifecta of personal love, professional knowledge, and therapeutic insight all wrapped into the same book, which is just rare. She's also taken a long-term view. This isn't just the first few years of life. It's almost 2 decades of experience. So you see the entire journey, both the good, the bad, the losses and the win. And I think the core message here is hope. Barb, given her title, she carries this unshakable belief that every single child deserves to be truly seen, supported, and celebrated. And boy, if that is an act of advocacy, I don't know. I've got more and more to talk about, but for the sake of time, let me just say the bottom line is when I picked up this book, I thought I knew what autism was all about. Boy, did I stand corrected. And so I read her book, and this turned to me, this is one of those rare books that could actually change the way we all think about autism if we just take the time to read it from a perspective that's rare to see. So thanks for what you've done, Barbara.
Thank you so much for sharing your message. And I'm sorry that I had accidentally muted you, but it was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Denise. I really appreciate it. It was wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So the next is Katie Baron. If she's there, please.
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Hi, Barb. So,
Hi,
my name is
Katie.
Kate. My name is Katie Barron, and I am a therapy dog team member, and I met Barbara actually on Instagram. She reached out to me to collaborate on some Instagram posts about therapy dogs in the classroom. So we worked together on those, a couple of different posts, and we got to know each other. And her book, Teachers and Therapy Dog Teams, Innovative Collaborations to Make a Difference for Children, was transformational for me. I had always been taught that therapy dogs were there for comfort and to provide, relaxation and comfort for the students and for, old people in nursing homes and that sort of thing. And what I learned from Barbara's book is that therapy dogs can actually be part of the curriculum and help children learn and be more engaged. And Barbara's thoughts on bringing that innovation into the classroom was just mind-blowing for me. And it's something that I have really taken to heart and have been able to utilize with my own therapy dog. And Barbara knows all this. But it really has made such a difference, not just for how I interact with students, but in the curriculum of my local school system. They've started incorporating my dog, Archer, into curriculum in various areas, in science and also in language arts. And it's been amazing. I recommend Barbara's book to every teacher that I've ever met because it's so amazing. And then when I had the privilege of being able to read an advanced copy of Unshakable, again, I felt that mind-blowing experience. I don't have an autistic child myself, but I have many friends who have autistic children. And of course, Archer and I interact with many autistic children at school. And Unshakable is just so, as Valerie said, powerful. It just it shows that autistic children are not a deficit. They are a benefit. And one of the things that really struck me in Barbara's book is the whole definition of autism and how autism has historically been defined as a deficit. And I love Barbara's new definition of autism, and that I'm going to read it to you because I love it so much. Autism spectrum condition is a neurological and developmental condition that influences how people interact with others, communicate, learn, and behave. At the same time, individuals with this condition display unique ways of thinking that neurotypical individuals can benefit from. I love that. That can benefit from. Every neurotypical person can benefit from interacting with neurodiverse people. It's just diversity is the basis of innovation. It just is. And I was at a book festival a couple weeks ago, and I was already promoting your book, Barb, and telling people, I can't wait for this book to come out so you can read it, because it is just so impactful. And I can't wait for, now that it's finally out, to be able to get copies for all of my friends who have children who are autistic so they can see the hope that they have not gotten from their schools and not gotten from their pediatricians. Especially my friends. I have a friend whose autistic child was born during COVID. So she has a double whammy of autism and COVID baby. So I'm so excited about your book. I love your story. I love that Kalina is so willing to be open and share her experience with you. And thank you so much for writing this book.
Thank you so much, Katie. It was fabulous. Thank you so much, everyone speaking. I just don't know what to say. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much. And the next is Dr. Amy.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here today. Good morning, everybody. I met Barb through a professor at UAlbany, as that's where I'm located, and spoke at the Symposium for Innovation, Innovative Education. And then we just continued that relationship, which I've always really appreciated, and got a chance to speak on your podcast, Barb, which was so great. It's just such a natural connection. I didn't get the advanced copy, but I'm so excited to read your book. I just want to echo so many of the thoughts from our previous speakers. I really appreciate the time and the thoughtfulness that people are spending to really go above and beyond to truly get to know our learners, just coming from the school perspective and the value that our learners bring. So I'm the proud principal at Tech Valley High School in Albany, New York. And I want to give a little bit of background to my school to explain why Barb's work and the new book is so exciting for somebody in my position as a leader, because I saw some of the comments in the chat, and I do really think this is a conversation to be had at a leadership level. I've experienced it a lot in the leadership level, but we can be doing a lot more for sure. So Tech Valley High School is a regional public school right here in Albany, New York, right next to UAlbany on the Nano campus. And we're founded on a very simple idea that learning should be innovative, authentic, and student-centered. Everything we do is designed around those three ideas, and we are really grateful for our partnership with Dr. Barb and her incredible work supporting our students with disabilities, particularly those on the autism spectrum, because we also agree that commitment to inclusion and student success, it's so critical to our mission, and it really fits so well with project-based learning. So at our school, we really celebrate neurodiversity. About a third of our students are students with disabilities, many of them on the autism spectrum. And I truly believe that every story is different. And so as an educational leader, leading, teachers and other staff that I work with, the more stories that you hear, the more understanding, the more time you take. I think it is really, really important to do that in your everyday work. So looking at our learning environment, yes, our students take tests, but they don't just learn for tests, they learn for real life. So project-based learning is our foundational education model. Students engage in authentic projects that will connect the classroom to their real world life outside our walls post-high school. So during projects, students may hold a mock trial, they might visit some local sites to work with business partners, design community neighborhoods with engineers, or conduct scientific research. But our teachers will take the standards and then figure out, okay, how is this used outside of school to give students meaning to their learning? And so one of the things that Tech Valley is unique for is our partnerships with local businesses, college or community organizations. And it's these partnerships that really give meaning to learning. So just this week, our algebra students are visiting UAlbany. Our Global 9 students are starting a project on belief systems and world religions. So they're visiting a Hindu temple, they're visiting a mosque, they're visiting a Jewish synagogue to really embed themselves in that real world experience. But at the at the real core of project-based learning is inclusion of all students. And the idea that all of our students bring strengths to the team environment. And we really believe that PBL gives multiple ways for students to share strengths while also highlighting, what are their challenges so that they have things to work on. So yes, our students, they take tests and they're graded on what they know, but they're also graded on our learning outcomes like collaboration, communication, and agency. So when you think about this through the lens of teaching students on the autism spectrum, these are the learning outcomes that are so important to break down barriers for our students, to help them be successful in the world post-high school. So looking at collaboration, they work in teams to solve their problems, and project management is an important piece. So they start on their team, they build a team contract, and part of that team contract is, what is my strength that I'm going to bring to this team? Am I the type A where I can make my spreadsheet and know who's got what to do at what time and help keep everybody, on task? Or am I the creative that's going to bring a little flair to this project? Communication is another one of our learning outcomes, as students are presenting ideas, defending their ideas to audiences. And we define communication as the ability to translate ideas in a way that others can understand. So that could be written, that could be informal conversation, that could be formal presentation, but they have to communicate those ideas. And last is agency. My dissertation was on agency, so agency is definitely my thing. Is really the ability to take ownership of their own learning, to make choices, to reflect, to learn in their growth. And we boil that down to managing the deliverable in the midst of all of the noise going on in your world. And we know all of our students, including our students with disabilities, they've got things going on, all of the things pushing and pulling on their lives. How can you still, manage to get done what needs to get done? So yeah, at Technology, we are really excited about Dr. Barb's incredible work. That innovation and inclusion just go hand in hand. And every student deserves that opportunity for the environment where they can thrive, bring their strengths, and work on what they need to work on, because everyone has something to work on. Not just our neurodiverse students, but all of our students have, what I would call a growth area. And I think that PBL and Dr. Barb's work really help empower students in their school environment. So thanks, Dr. Barb. I'm so excited to read a copy of your book.
Thank you so much, Amy. And you are amazing. And what you're doing in the school, being a principal, is just every high school should be like yours. That's what I'm going to say, because it's absolutely amazing. And yes, everybody brings something to the table. Yeah. Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you, Amy, for sharing such a wonderful thoughts and your review about the book and everything. So yeah, the next is Nancy Gillette. So please, it's over to you.
Hello, hi Barb. So great to be here and see so many people. And this is so close to my heart for so many reasons. I met Barb a couple years ago through social media, as a beautiful soul introduced us. And Barb was navigating some questions that she had about Kalina and some maybe obstacles that were happening within her school world. And so as we had this conversation, I knew Barb was someone special. Because right away, I saw her curiosity, her openness, and her desire to think bigger. She wasn't afraid to ask hard questions, to learn, or to dig deep in what would truly support her beautiful soul, her beautiful child. Over the time, we shared what we believe autism needs most, which is curiosity, compassion, the courage, and the knowledge that doing something different means the most. Dr. Bard has continued to connect people, advocate, and keep the focus where it belongs to create a world that works for Kalina and for so many others. When a parent approaches this life of the autism spectrum, it's a bumpy road. And it's so important that Barb reminds us of that struggle and growth can happen and they can coexist. Yes, there are challenges in the world of parenting neurodiverse kiddos and experiencing a neurodiverse brain. But when we can look at it through a different lens and understand the beauty that can be possible, we can celebrate every moment. We can look at every engagement as a connection, and knowing that when we choose patience or curiosities, those are when growth happens. I am a consultant on the west coast of Canada in this tiny, tiny little community of 30,000 people. And I thought I was just by myself in this little corner of the world. And as I've worked with families, professionals, becoming a parent, all those things, in the past 20 years, it's been beautiful to see the shift of autism, of what the understanding is. As Barb mentioned in her book about, we used to focus on deficits and what wasn't happening and what wasn't working, and focusing on challenging behavior and all these negative based kind of concepts. Versus when we can shift our perspective and understand, as she stated in her beautiful new definition of autism, is that neurodiversity is just about understanding a different way to process the world and understanding that everyone can benefit from experience with a neurodiverse brain. These people are the creative of our world. These are the people who are choosing to do things differently and stating that some of these societal norms that we're expected of children, of teenagers, of adults do not serve everybody. It's about doing what's different for a person it takes to thrive. That may mean learning differently. That may be, as Amy shared about her focus of project experience-based learning. It's about knowing learning happens in a variety of different ways, not just one way to measure success. And Barb also reminds us that what truly matters in this journey is connection. It's about understanding that when the person in front of you is a beautiful soul, they are human first, and autism is part of the experience. When we can look past the behaviors and connect from a human perspective, this is when transformation really happens. This message I carry in my own work, knowing that behavior is communication, that engagement is how we grow, and that when we focus on meaningful connection rather than just outcomes, that's when real learning happens, and joy and confidence and living a quality of life. In Barb's story, she shines a light of what is possible when a parent leads with curiosity and love. She's creating ripples, changing how people think, speak, and act within the autism community and beyond. Barb, I am so grateful for you. I am so grateful for you bringing all these people together and truly share a different perspective of autism. This is what our world needs. Your courage, your vulnerability, and the dedication to creating a world that truly works for everyone. You are living proof that when you advocate, when you do things differently, when we stay curious and lead with intention, transformation happens. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this journey and be able to be a cheerleader as you continue to shift the world in autism. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Nancy. What can I say? So much for your friendship. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nancy. And the next is Jennifer Hill. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for joining us. Now stage is for you.
Hi, Ambreen. Hi, Dr. Barb. I'm so happy to be here with you and so honored that you gave me a pre-copy of your book to read and review. Barb, I know as somebody having grown up being autistic and not knowing it and being bullied and just never feeling like I fit in and trying to take my own life 3 times between 18 to 21, I so deeply appreciate for all the parents out there and all of us who are adults who found out in our 30s or 40s, right, that we're autistic and we're like, oh, exploding head emoji. Wow, didn't know that. Thanks for that little bit of advice. I just think of all of the parents and all of the suicides, quite honestly, that you're going to prevent, Barb. I know you might not have even written it or thought of it, but I hate to be direct. I mean, if it hadn't been for some of the mentors in my life and people, it took my dear friend and mentor, Dr. Mark Golston, diagnosing me at autism with 30, I think I was 37 years old. And the moment that happened, it was like freedom. Then I finally had permission to be, and I had to stop contorting myself into what was normal. I think the more that we can give people this sense of freedom, of self-expression, and give parents and one another, and get rid of the stigma. I think it's so beautiful how your work, Barb, and of course I see Karen in the room and Perry Nopert from the Octopus Movement, which is where we met. I think the more that we can make it acceptable to share, hey, I'm neurospicy, you're neurospicy, let's just play with this. And I'll give an example of this in terms of the young adults. Years ago, there was a little boy named Tyler Cordova who I used to raise a lot of money for children's charities and nonprofits around education and cancer. And this little boy, Tyler, when I met him, was 7 years old and had spent 6 of the 7 years of his life fighting cancer and had always had to be bald because he had to have a stent in his chest for the chemo. So fast forward, we throw this big party for charity for him. 400 people, K-Rock, one of the local big rock stations in LA, 3 groups of musicians, and 10 of us shaved our heads in honor of this little boy, Tyler, who had always felt alone and like he didn't fit in or belong. But because 10 of us, boys and girls, all shaved our heads for him, Tyler, I'm proud to say, is now in his early 20s. He wants to be a chef. He's in college. And for most of his adult life, his young adult life, he chose to stay bald because it finally felt safe. He didn't feel like he was scared or alone and that he was this weird outcast because he was bald. And I feel like the same is true for us with autism and all forms of neurodiversity. The more we can show the young people, the more we can show one another, all of us at all ages, that it's safe. It's safe to not be whatever normal or neurotypical is. I remember I gave a talk a couple years ago to a group of about 30 entrepreneurs at an island in Croatia. And of the 30 people on the island, the talk was called Cracking the Code of Human Connection. 30 people there. It was Cracking the Code of Human Connection, Lessons I Learned from Asperger's. Of the 30 people, 5 wound up getting diagnosed as being on the spectrum because I've learned how to mask so well out of survival. Again, I was not going to make it. That 5 people went out and got diagnosed and were like, oh my God, I didn't even know I was autistic. So my dream, Barb, is with your book that you're going to help pull the curtains back to reveal the wizard and show that they are no more or less better or different or bad or right or wrong, and just to get to a state of acceptance. Can we accept our children? Can we accept ourselves? Can we accept our friends, our business partners, and one another? And I really think, Barb, kudos to you, because I think that's what your book is going to do. Is it's like having a roadmap for my parents who didn't have that. I'm still explaining to my mom, how to support me sometimes with my autism. So I just love that you're giving this gift to the world, and I wish you continued success with the book. Much love, my friend.
Thank you so much, dear Jennifer. I'm just so grateful for all the speakers, what you guys are saying and sharing. It's just amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. You're always an inspiration. Thank you. And now I would like to invite Gina, a dear friend, and she's amazing too. Gina.
Aw, you guys are awesome. This is amazing. I'm so glad to be here. My name is Dr. Gina Anderson. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Luma Brighter Learning. We're a learning company that provides a connected learning platform to change lives. And one of the things that I love about this community is that everyone that's probably on this call, even though I don't know you, are in it to change lives. So many of you that have already talked that I know and who I don't know on this call. It's why we do this every day. I'm a learning scientist and I met Barbara. Gosh, Barbara, I don't know. We might have just met through social media and through Ambreen, but I know that your work is deeply meaningful. Not only your dog therapy work changes lives every day, but your book that you've written on autism is just deeply, both personally and universally resonant. And honestly, like for me, your work is celebrating the bonds, that where we really truly try to understand people. Your child who, is often misunderstood for so many reasons, right? And we just want to provide understanding over judgment. Everyone on this call is going through things that we can't see. We don't know. We don't know what their invisible illness is. And we want to choose understanding over judgment. And your book really focuses on how we can look at curiosity over fear. And I love that everybody has said this in some way or over the other, but love over limitation. And your book really, it provides like a tender, really understanding, but powerful narrative of growth. And I was a special educator when I started my career, and I had students with all sorts of learning hurdles. It's why I became a learning scientist, because I really wanted to understand the chemical makeup and neurodivergency of everybody that we could help them and move them forward. But what your book brings is a personal relevance to the story that teachers like myself or scientists like myself don't get to experience because we don't live it day to day, unless we have our own neurodivergence, like some of us are talking about that, where we face the darkness in our life and we need the support to help move forward. And your child and you, I know there's struggles. I know that you struggle. I know there's daily with the education system the way it is today, you struggle because you don't get what you need. And for me, I feel your book is an advocate. You can really advocate for all the community that needs to hear that autism, it's not a detour from life's journey, right? But a profound and beautiful way of experiencing life. And when we have communities like this, of all of us here together today, we can lift each other up and help each other move forward in ways that we never even thought were manageable. So I am so proud of you for spending 15 minutes a day to finish your book, because Barbara actually helped me finish my book last year. She said, Gina, just write 15 minutes a day. I'm like, all right, I'm going to hold you to it. And I'm so glad that you put that pen to, I would say paper, but computer words. Because to me, the book is truly a testament that love never refuses to give up. And that learning, right? Learning never ends. And in these small moments that we have together today and moving forward, we can all have the belief that every child, every human, every adult is a gift to be cherished. And I love that because we often don't see the unseen perspective that people present every day. And we move throughout our day, and it's the small moments that matter. So I don't have a long thing to say, but I want you to know I love you so much. I love your work so much. You're making such a difference. And look at this beautiful community. I mean, if any of us need anything, we have each other. And I encourage you all, if anyone needs anything, if anyone's struggling today, Barbara's book is just a true testament that we can all support each other and have the education and learning to set our lives forward. So Barbara, thank you so much. And I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of you for publishing this book. And yeah, thank you so much for inviting me today.
Thank you so much, Gina, for your friendship, for everything. And now everybody knows our secret of writing books, 15 minutes a day.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Gina. Like, you are incredible. Seriously, thank you for sharing such a
I
heart.
love you. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you all.
Likewise. So now, another dear friend, Courtney. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me to this event. Ambreen and Valerie, kudos to you for putting this on for Barbara. Barbara, I am just absolutely thrilled for you. I have been on LinkedIn, and every time there's another post, it brings a smile to my heart, because this book it truly is, it's a powerful catalyst for change, to provide more inclusive and supportive community. And before I get into just my thoughts, I do know some of you individuals that are here today, but for those who I may not know you. My name is Courtney Beck, and I'm an adjunct professor and a founder of Plenty of Positivity and co-founder of Energized Thinking. So my interest certainly lies with spreading positivity, number one, but education and innovation. So I want to commend you, Barbara. When I was reading this book, something that really stood out to me is you take action. You take action to innovate, to create something new, something exciting, not just for autistic children to thrive in, but children in general. When I heard about the therapy dogs that you bring into this class, Carmel, of course, it warms my heart because number one, I'm a dog person in general, but the capacity to change a child's life in a classroom and to allow them to connect with others, to build that self-confidence, that self-esteem, I think is so important for our youth today. And I just wanted to read just two parts of the book. I was so excited. I got the book, literally, it came in yesterday. But the first excerpt that I'd like to speak about is when you talk about redefining autism. You first start off with the National Institute of Mental Health and what the definition states there. And then you, of course, go into your new, fresh perspective of autism. But I love how you mention at the bottom of this page, 62. While it still highlights that autistic individuals face some challenges, it also draws attention to their unique gifts. And being a founder of Plenty of Positivity, I love the fact that you are shedding light on the positive side of life. That yes, we could acknowledge that there's challenges and how we overcome them, but let's celebrate the goodness out there. Let's celebrate our differences. Let's celebrate the fact that we are all unique and that we could come together and celebrate literally those unique traits, those unique qualities that we all possess. So that really stood out in the book, and I love that part. And then also, I'd like to give a shout out to Kalina because her wisdom is so far beyond her years. When I was reading the couple dialogue that you and her went back and forth on, and her allowing, or for you allowing the space for her to speak about how parents could interact with their children. I loved the fact, I won't read it all, but just one part of it, it's on 149. But she said the parent first needs to at least understand the kid and to be able to just like have a good conversation and build a stronger relationship. And this speaks, the reason I say her wisdom is so far beyond her years is the fact that when you read that, I feel that this goes far surpassing a parent and an autistic child, but the way that we interact with one another today, to take time to get to know somebody, to conversate, just as she mentions, I thought that was beautiful, to have a good conversation. And that leads to that stronger connection and those relationships that are built in our world today. And so those were the two main parts. But as I mentioned before, as I was beginning, the innovative thought process I truly appreciate. I love to see when people are courageous enough to take that bold step to make a transformative school system. I mean, we were just talking, I know some others were talking about the school system in general, but to take that action and to help these children get excited to learn, to get excited to interact with one another and build those friendships that will last perhaps a lifetime. So Barbara, I just want to congratulate you on this book. It's a beautiful book. I don't want to go too far over my time, but I also want to say that I'm so grateful to be here and part of this group. So Barbara, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Courtney. I really appreciate it. Fabulous. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Courtney. And the next is Paul. Hi, Paul.
Hey everyone, hey, hey
Uh,
Barbara. I'm not gonna stay that long. I don't think my connection is that strong. So it's good to see you, and I just wanted to congratulate you. It's not an easy thing to complete something and pin it from beginning and then to tell a personal story. So to see you tell your story and bring your child involved, it really strikes me from like a reference to Marjorie Blackman's readings and empathy is an exercise in empathy and walking in someone else's shoes. So to tell your story so that it helps somebody else, sheds light onto what kind of goes on behind the scenes is a testament to you, child, everything that you're doing, the iconic photos of Karma, how you bring her in, even some of the reference of the support dogs for some things that we've been going through. So I just want to congratulate you. I don't have that much time. It's your kind soul, and to see this and support from so many people, it's a blessing to know you and to see you. And so I think other people will benefit from it, and it's a joy to know you. And congratulations on this. And
Thank
thank
you
you for
so
including me.
thank you so much,
Yeah.
Paul. I think we met on Instagram and you spotted my account because of the dog. So dogs are connecting people. Thank you so much. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
that was interesting for your help for uh, some of the things we do to know where to go, how to find it, and the use case for it. So I'm grateful for those exchanges.
it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. The next is Lygia. Hi,
Good
Lygia.
morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hi, everyone. First of all, well, my name is Ligia Chacon. I am from Costa Rica, and thank you so much, Embrin and Valerie, for organizing this beautiful celebration. And also, Barbara, I'm so honored to be here with you today. You know how much I appreciate you, and to be honest, your book is more than a story of resilience. Um, all the reflections in the book and the way I have felt connected with Kalina is amazing. I mean, I told you last time when I was reading about her story, also I felt like I was so close to her. And believe it or not, this is something I don't usually share, but when my daughter was getting into her 20s, we realized that she had suffering, she has suffered autism, and it was very hard for me because I felt a little bit kind of guilty, realizing that she was going through that and we were not helping her in the right way. Sorry, but once I met you and once you connect with other people who have gone through the same, we felt differently. To be honest, being connected with you has been one of my greatest blessings from the very beginning, not only because of this connection about autism, but I remember when you invited me to your broadcast and I was so nervous. I was so, I don't know, but you made me feel so safe in that space that we were going to share, and you made me feel so like, motivated to start like having this kind of meetings and talking in front of people. And I will never forget that, Barbara. And you have a very big part, an important part in my life, and not only in my life but also in my daughter's life. And now you have two more cheerleaders, not only me but also my daughter, and some of her friends are also interested in what you're doing. So just see the difference you are making in the world. It's not only about just writing a book and celebrating today. It's about the real difference of empathy and love that you are doing all over the world. I really appreciate the way you are approaching autism, the way you are making us thinking as parents, as teachers, and as common people, how autism is not like being less capable, but being in the other way around, is being more capable, but in a different way, in a different way. And also my daughter was saying one time, I remember, mom, being an autistic person sometimes has challenges, but when we have the support of someone who understands us without judging us, it's amazing the way we can develop our talents, the way we can feel the world, the way we go through all those adversities. So this is something I will never forget, because I start realizing about this and discovering about this thanks to you, Barbara. And that is why I always follow you everywhere, because I really admire you. I mean, this community of people has changed my life forever since I connected with all of you. So I am really grateful. So I want to just read something very quickly. Barbara, your words in Untouchable are a gift, a message to all parents, leaders, and dreamers. The love can anchor us through any storm. Today, we don't just celebrate a book, we celebrate the unshakable spirit within you and the impact your story will have on so many lives. Congratulations, my friend. You are a true example of what is living with love and caring about others. Thank you so much for everything you are giving us. Thank you so much, Barbara.
Thank you so much, Ligia. All the speakers, oh my goodness, guys, you make me like speechless. That's really what you're doing. Unbelievable. Wow. Thank you so much for your friendship. That's just the best part of it all to me, really.
Much love to you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you, Ligia, so much.
Yeah, thank you, Lee. I think the next is David, but I think he's not here. So we can go with Bill. Bill, if you're ready, then please, you can share your thoughts.
Sure. Oh, Barb, I am so excited for you and Kalina. Congratulations. One, it's monumental work, world changing. And by the way, I'm really honored to be with so many beautiful and brilliant people here. I especially love some of these quotes. I made this note of Nancy talking about struggle and growth. And I was like, well, I don't know any growth that doesn't happen with struggle. So I know that everything you've gone to this point has been difficult. It's been hard. It has stretched you. But it is one of the things that has made you so powerful and so strong and such an incredible advocate. Jennifer, I love you saying neurospicy. You're my lychee friend. I say lychee because of her program. Love your words. And Gina, wow, love never gives up. That will just stick with me. Those are like words for life. Now, some people might be asking, go, Barb, why do you have this crazy guy in television and entertainment and corporate marketing here with all these brilliant educators, smart people? Well, I'll tell you why. One, we're friends, and I absolutely love you so much. Other is that I come from a family of educators. I'm surrounded by people who talk about the difficulties and the challenges of dealing with not just neurodivergence, but the world we live in, that in many cases, it's being stripped tragically of love and kindness. And we're so concerned and we're so insular and becoming separated that what you're doing, and also the idea of using dogs and stuff, it's like you're stripping away all the facades that exist. And especially with animals, you strip away all those things and you just see kindness, you see love, you see need. And boy, if we could just see that in each other, what a transformative work that would be. And of course, the third reason that, and I think is the reason we met originally, is that because I died. And I had a pretty, as near to death as you get, experience that transformed my life. And it was that recognition that we're here for a purpose. If any of us took a breath today, it was a precious, precious gift. And every one of us is here to do something to impact and change our world. And one of the reasons that I love you so much, Barb, is you are a world changer. You truly are. You have you're driven by purpose, you're driven by courage, you're driven by persistence, you're driven by love. And what I'm maybe most excited about is that you're turning what were labels. And boy, I'll tell you, as a kid, I was labeled a lot. I can still remember my mother screaming at the top of her lungs, emotionally exhausted, trying to get through to me. And you're turning what was a season of frustration and where people put on labels to dissect us and to separate us and somehow channel us into some pocket that could be identified and managed into labels that declare our superpowers. And we can understand the true superpowers within each one of us. That's world changing. And that's what you're doing, Barbara. So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much for the work you're doing, not on just behalf of myself and my family and the people in my world, but I truly, truly believe that the time has come that we're moving this from a message to a movement. And you are at the head of this movement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bill, and thank you for being here. Everybody now knows your connection to education, and it's pretty powerful. And Bill will be on my podcast very soon. It will be a published episode. He's really amazing. Thank you so much, Bill.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Bill. And now I will share my thoughts on Barbara's book and our friendship. And oh my God, what a wonderful community we have built. The people here are so amazing, and the words they've shared. It's so like it's heart touching. I would say it's, or I would say the soul touching. Literally, each and everyone has shared their thoughts, which are like coming directly from their hearts, and which is showing the love for Barbara and love for the movement that we have created. It's not only the book that what Barbara has written. It's all about what the work she has done to celebrate each one of us, each one as a unique person. Like as Bill said, that we are being labeled most of the time, and those labels remains with us for the entire life, and that sometimes those trauma haunt us for the rest of the life, and which creates so much damage that we can never actually measure that damage. But in order to remove all those labels and all those trauma, we need to come forward and we need to speak up that there is nothing wrong to be different, like whether someone is neurodivergent or maybe someone is shy or because of any other reason. If they are different, it's not something that they are weak or vulnerable. It's all because we are all unique, and that is our gift. That is our most superpower. That is our superpower that we are supposed to use. But people actually just create these kind of labels and create these kind of words, which actually like ignores us, which makes us like feel bad about this. That's why we are here. And it's so touching when actually Jennifer has said that, she suffered from all these labels and she tried to take life for 3 times. I can relate because I had almost had the same feelings, like, when people try to ignore you, when people label you with something which is actually supposed to be your gift, but people misunderstand it. It all creates a big mess. I think it's the time that we need to come forward and we need to create an environment where people feel safe, not just because they are different. It's not their fault. It's their gift that they need to use. So I know that I met Barbara, I think, through Valerie, but the moment we met, I know that she has a big heart. She's on the mission to create this world a better place. And even like organizing this launch event was definitely not an easy. Like Valerie was also very busy. I was also busy. Barbara is also very busy. But with all of this, we have this love for Barbara and her work. that we wanted to make it happen. And that is all we are here for, like Valerie and I, is trying to give voices to people who want to create impact in this world. So we are here to help each and every voice so we can create a ripple effect. And as you know, this is the day when Barbara has actually released her book. So her book is available on Amazon. I will highly encourage everyone to grab their copy. And it's better that you do it like within 24 hours because it gives the traction. And also one of the very important thing is that if you can leave a review on this, because it also helps other people to know that how amazing this book is. So that's my request, and thanks to everyone for like coming here and sharing their thoughts and listening to us. So I will now leave this floor to the discussion, and everyone who wants to share their thoughts, they can share.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hi,
Bree.
Hi,
I
Donna.
did not get a chance to speak. Did you forget me?
No, please go ahead.
Yeah.
I would love to
I
hear you.
have, you know what? I have so much to say on Barbara's book, and I know when I started to read it, I do Audible, so I had it all pre-recorded so that I could read it, and I'm driving along, and tears are streaming down my eyes because it is so familiar. Familiar to me as a speech and language pathologist, familiar to me as a mother, familiar to me as a community member. And Barbara, in telling her story, really was able to grip that part of me and those aspects of me and allow me to really begin to integrate everything that she's saying. I think where Barbara is right now, everybody talks about hope, which is amazing, but I think it's beyond hope now. I think that Barbara brings it into knowing, and knowing is a different level than hope. Barbara's had the experience, she has the education, she uses her story to bring this notion to life. And so, you know, I found, or Barbara found me, I can't remember, it was on LinkedIn, right, Barbara? And I was a guest. I think you thought I was different because my experience in having healed from advanced cancer was in Dr. Gabor Mate's book, chapter 27. And so we both had um, that love for the unknown, for courage, for daring, for speaking, for getting it all out there. And my slant in all of this is energy. And one of the things that I've learned is that we are energy first. And when Barbara talks about changing the climate, she means changing the energy. When she talks about love, she means changing the energy. When she talks about self-worth, she means changing the energy. And it is a new time, it's a paradigm shift. These children that are coming in now are so unique, so gifted, and so different that they're not, to me, neurodiverse, they're energetically diverse. And that diversity, if we allow them, is going to drive our evolution as a society. Really, truly is. And I think us getting in there before the age of 7, just like Aristotle said, what did he say? Give me a child for the first 7 years and I'll show you the man. So maybe taking some of these amazing ideas in education and really focusing on self-empowerment, self-love, self-worth, being able to have this safe expression in a community, in a classroom where creativity, imagination, compassion, love are the first rules of learning, letting go of a lot of the utilitarian dimensions of education that have been out there. And I can tell you, I've been different in my field for a long, long time. And when I came across Barbara and her dogs, because of course I'm crazy about dogs, and I use them in my own therapy and in my own life, it just brought it all together. And Barbara, I can't wait to distribute this to my clients or patients and the parents of my clients or patients, their caregivers, the educational system. I'm going to have a stack, and I've already told so many people that they really need to consider this as they move forward in the expansion and in the evolution of not only education, but humanity. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Donna. I'm sorry that I actually missed your name. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Donna. Thank you,
Thank you.
really. And I would like to say, really, thank you, all the speakers. You are just so fabulous. And if you don't like follow each other yet, you should all consider, because these are just really, really wonderful people, and each is doing something different, but they are all kind.
Yeah, yeah,
And
absolutely. Yeah,
that's the
if
best
anybody,
circle to have.
if
And I
anybody
just
wants
wanted,
to share any thoughts, sorry, Barbara, go ahead.
no problem.
No.
I just wanted to bring a little bit attention to someone who's joining from the classroom.
Oh, wow.
Her name is Lucinda
Yes.
Ormiston, and she is just a fabulous teacher. She welcomed me and Carmel and myself, and we are collaborating together and creatively figuring out all kinds of activities with children, now with fifth graders, last year fifth graders too. And she is an example of what it means to be a good teacher, and teacher who welcomes all minds in the classroom, because in her classroom, everybody is kind to everybody. And if they're not, they're going to learn it. And that is it, right, Lucinda? And would you like to say something, if that's okay?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Lucinda Ormiston. I'm come in and just say how wonderful Barbara is, and she's an amazing person. I thank God every day for putting her in my life and in the children in my classroom's life. We do some amazing things with the kids, and I am beyond proud of this book that she's launching today. So thank you, Barbara. I love you and I love Carmel.
Thank you so much, Lucinda.
Thank you so much, Lucinda. Yeah. Whoever is not is speaking. I think Colette is here. Colette, I know you from your post or something, and you're such an inspiration. If you'd like to share a few words.
Hi, everyone. I'm from New Brunswick, Canada, and I'm an advocate for intimate partner violence. So I also give hope to the world, and I have a book coming. I met Barbara. I started following all these amazing women because they had so much love to share, and I'm really happy to be here. And I'm really excited to read your book.
Thank you so much, Colette. Thank you. You're fabulous.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, I would just say that, it's a wonderful journey. I think this Mark is also here. Mark, would you like to share? Because I know that among all those, we have all already speaking with Dr. Bittaker, and Mark is here. So maybe if you would like to share some thoughts.
Sure.
Yeah.
As a human being that is autistic, there were several here today. I'm successful because I'm autistic, not in spite of it. And when I say that, people don't really get it. It's the fact that I see the world differently, that I see ideas, I see North Stars that other people don't see. And I'm patient enough, just patient enough to hold people's hand, help them form the pointer finger, and then aim at the North Stars. And then they see them. This is what Barbara is doing with her book. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark. I didn't even, you see, I'm learning all the things I'm doing from so many of you, or trying to do. Thank you so much, Mark.
Yeah, that's amazing. Dr. Bittaker, you could like to say anything?
Yeah, thank you, Amrin. and it's a great event for me to join here with all of you. Best organization of the book, related book, Barbara's. Last year, I was searching a few speakers from globe to contribute my daily international webinar series. When I was reading profile of Barbara, she was an experimental teacher. So at that time, I requested her to join to deliver a talk, and it was a new talk for us, animal assisted learning. And when she delivered the talk, oh, amazing! It was very different theme of that. We and our students enjoyed that speech, and we appreciated this one because teaching, learning, yeah, all these things, tools, computer, these things are aside, and at the same time, she trained that animal dog, and she assisted her teaching and learning. So that is a great event for us to learn so many from her. I'm thankful to all friends for inviting me here, and Amrin have given initiative and spread sir that link to us shared, and so that I have joined here. I am thankful to all community collected by you here, intelligent and good friends of you and us. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bhatkar. It was so good to see you. Thank you.
No, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. If anybody wants to, please, you can just unmute yourself and say. But I would just say that it's so good to see such a big, huge turnout. I'm really, really glad that we were able to actually gather so many people. And this, I know that Barbara's work is so amazing that it really needs to go out in the world. And I know that everyone needs to read her book because as all of you have said, that this work is not just about it's just a book or something. It is a movement that we all need to be part of. We need to support each other and help each other to actually recognize their superpowers. That's what it is all about. So I'm really happy for that.
Kara, Kara is back.
Hi, Kara.
Kara, would you like to say something? We know
Sure,
each
I would
other.
love to.
Yeah.
I just want to acknowledge all your hard work on this project, Barb, and not just writing the book, but leading up to writing the book, you know, following up on your other books. We've known each other. Barbara and I met online because we both have therapy dogs. Mine's not in the classroom. We go to a hospital, but we did go to a classroom for a year. It just wasn't his thing because little kids would step on his tail and he'd kind of freak out. Um, but I just salute your perseverance in getting to this point and your willingness to share the story and the hardships that you've been through. I also have one child on the spectrum. It's never been officially diagnosed, but it's pretty clear to most of us and to her. Um, and I just think that you are opening up new worlds. I haven't read the book yet. I can't wait and to get it and to just learn more about how I can just play a better part in her life because of the differences that we have, and just to learn how other parents have navigated that, and excuse me, and how adults have navigated that because she's an adult and it's a very different world when you're trying to help a teenage child as compared to help support an adult. And so I will look to your book as inspiration and guidance for all that. And just thanks for all that you've done.
Thank you so much. And Kara is a lawyer, but also is an interesting lawyer, innovative one. So I'm just like gravitating towards all interesting people who are doing something different because different is good. And it's good for our brain.
That's
Thank you
true.
so much.
Yeah. I mean, it's the difference is like, if we all are like very much all alike, then everything we will create will be the similar thing. But when we all come together from different background or having a different perspective, we create something really, really something, which unique. right? So I think that's what you're doing, Barbara. You are gathering all those people who are different and who have the mission to do something. So Katie has raised her hand. Yes, Katie. What do you? Yeah.
So I just think that one of the things that I got out of Barbara's book, this one specifically, is hope. If I could encapsulate it in one word, that's it. It's hope. Hope for our children, hope for our neurodivergent children, but also hope for the teachers and hope for the future. Um, to me, that's what this book is all about. It's about hope for helping everyone to be more compassionate and to learn from our children how to be better people for them.
Yeah, very true. Diane has also raised her hand, so please unmute and.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Barbara. I was
Hi,
introduced
Diane.
to Barbara, hey, by Valerie, and I just recently listened to a podcast that Barbara did with Valerie and Embreen, and it was amazing. I am retired critical care nurse, retired nursing educator, and I just want to say thank you, Barbara, for what you're doing in way of advocacy, just for those with special um I don't, just special situations. You said it so well earlier. You didn't say disorder, and my mind is just not catching on your word, but just our special ones. I really appreciate how you're out there really advocating and not backing down, shining hard and having other lights meet up with you to shine as well, to just make not only a ripple, but a wave. So I just encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. And I look forward to getting and reading your book and then getting back with you and talking more about it. So thank you for the space. And this was really great.
Thank you so much, Diane. I'm just so grateful that I have such wonderful friends. Is it okay to call you all friends?
Definitely. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Donna has also raised her hand, so please go ahead.
Yes, Barbara, one of the things I didn't say before was that captivated me in my emotional response was your vulnerability and how you were willing to share your story and how we could actually walk with you on your own evolution and how you learned to move from judgment to non-judgment and how Kalina assisted you in that with your open heart. You could really see how your own sense of self had evolved through this whole experience. And in the end, our sense of self determines our thoughts, our behaviors, our emotions, and basically our life. So I think for us to be able to witness that transformation as we read the book was something that struck me as extraordinarily powerful and something that anybody who reads it can also embrace. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I do have to add, I didn't say it at the beginning, not only Kalina as neurodivergent, Kalina also identifies themselves as gender fluid and expresses their gender fluidity in ways that nobody here in this family had any clue about. So not only we have nobody who is autistic in the family, but also gender fluid. It's like, what's that? And Kalina's own expression of what that gender fluidity will look like and their own ideas. That challenges you. That challenges you, but also makes you ask questions. What kind of parent you want to be? Do you want to be a parent who is empowering your child? If that's what you want to be, and that's what I want to be, then be curious. Try out things. Help your child. Of course, it is also about safety and things like that, but if they want to express themselves in different ways, if they want to wear a wig and I don't wear a wig, why can't they? Why can't I help them with that and see how it goes? And my husband having a hard time with all that and thinking what is going on, but me trying to then maneuver between Kalina and my husband's like, just don't worry about it. Let's see how it works out. It's going to be cool. And it's a very interesting dynamics because we are a family too. So it's not just me and Kalina, but being open to possibilities and differences, things you don't know, you have not experienced, but you give them a chance to see how they're going to unfold. It's really huge. And I think that maybe to some extent, some of those neurodivergent children would be in a little bit better place if in certain situations parents were a little bit more open, because not everybody is open. We just live full of all kinds of stories we have in our heads, and you all know about it. And we sometimes think that these stories are our stories, but they are not. They are just told by other people, by groups of people. That's what I'm trying to teach my own kid. um, this is created by a group of people, this norm, whatever it is, and we thinking that that's the truth, some kind of absolute truth. It doesn't exist. So it's very important to challenge our parental ideas too, as well. And that's also another reason why I wrote certain things in that book, and why I give examples of my child's expression of their own gender fluidity. And very important to realize that, I think.
Yes. And it's,
But
sorry, go ahead,
so
Donna.
I just, it's so important that by learning to suspend judgment, first, you've got to realize you had to suspend the judgment of yourself. We talked about that in our podcast because, Barbara, you had to learn to accept yourself as you were, to allow yourself to be yourself before you could rely on that love that you have as a mother, to be able to let go of judgment through curiosity of your daughter. And we need to bring that into the classroom. We need to bring that into society. We need it is a revolution, an evolution. And yeah, it's just, you can't give what you don't own. We've spoke about that. You could not open your heart to Kalina if you hadn't opened it to yourself first. And through her wisdom and her challenges, you were able to expand and to become a completely different person than you would have otherwise been.
I agree. And also in the classrooms, there are classrooms that are doing, in which teachers are doing fabulous jobs with inclusion, with true inclusion, genuine inclusion. I'm not talking about the inclusion of the type, well, we have to be kind to each other, and that's the end of the story, because Kalina did say that in this world, I mean, you can have bullying that is not like it used to be. It can be all kinds of nuanced ways of people bullying others. And a lot of times it is bullying neurodivergent children, just being mean to them in ways that will, there's this term of gaslighting. Like it might totally confuse you. Is somebody mean to me, or I'm just seeing things? I mean, all of this is happening. And how do you prepare today's classroom for this world? I'm not sure that many teachers are aware of this, or maybe if they are aware, if they are able to do something to really, truly, genuinely create this climate of inclusion, that my collaborating teacher, Lucinda, she is able to do this, but I don't think everybody can. And this is so pivotal. If you don't create the community of the classroom where everybody truly feels supported and included, then we're going to have problems. We're going to have problems with children's dropping. And there's so many kids, neurodivergent kids, drop in high school, not being able to even finish, and not to mention suicide rates in that community is absolutely horrible. The numbers are unbelievable when I read recently. So teachers have a lot on their plates, but also I think not everyone is able to create that climate, and I think it takes some work, Lucinda, right? Like to do that. Some sensitivity and like really true willingness. I want everybody in the classroom to feel like they belong, not just fit in, but they actually belong. And that's what the inclusion of therapy animals can do if you do some intentional work with that too. But therapy animals have this incredible capacity and collaboration between the teachers and the teams. So again, I think we need to do some more work to help in creating this inclusive environments for this is for every child, not just for, I mean, if we create it for every child, then neurodivergent kids, autistic children are all included in that too, right? Everybody's welcome, everybody's belong. It doesn't matter what your thinking is, if you're autistic or not. That is really, really important. But I'm just not sure that schools are capable of really doing this. I think we are still stuck maybe in the old-fashioned way of what bullying is. Nancy, probably you would like to say something about it.
Yeah, I just wanted to expand on what you're sharing, Barb, because absolutely, it is a complete mindset shift. And within our classrooms, absolutely, how can we build community? And I think teachers are trying to do the best they can with the limited supports, the amount of children in classrooms, and it's a system that really has great intention, but some significant struggles. And I think your book is a great opportunity to expand the discussion from professionalism to real life language, because it starts with parents and community to share and acknowledge the gifts that beautiful brains can bring our world. And when we are challenged with whatever comes up, like the judgments we were talking about, that usually comes from us first, right before the child, because it's really our own reaction, our own response prior to our actions. And so I think, as I'm just sitting and listening to all these amazing souls and have how it's touched themselves personally within the professional world, community world, whatever it may be, it's about the continued conversation of acceptance and celebration of our differences. And, there is no more normal, whatever that word meant, or is it just a drier setting, right? And so it's about understanding and celebrating that we all unique. This is what makes our world go round. And this is kind of the next part, I feel, of education and in evolution, is knowing what every brain can do to create a world that works for everybody. So I just think, like, yes, recognition of schools and parents really need to understand what is possible for their child. And it's not something to be scared of. It's something to embrace and to expand. And it's just finding your peeps and keep sharing this beautiful message that you promote so well in your book. So I just wanted to put my 2 bits about that.
Thank you so much, Nancy. And we also have another therapy dog handler, Gal.
So, Barb, I have a question for you. What's next? Because I know that you're not just sitting around not writing something. I know you're working on something else. You gotta be. I know you have more ideas. So what's
Thank you for the question. Totally unprepared for that, but I would like to definitely, as far as this book goes, I would like to do ebook, not ebook version, but audiobook version for that. So that I haven't done that yet. So this is an again learning curve, and I would like to read it myself. I mean, hey, I'm already doing the podcast. I got a microphone, so I think I might be able to do not a bad job with that, I hope. So, doing more with the book, getting it on more platforms, not just on Amazon. So, and that's going to require some time. And as far as what's next, um, I really don't know, but definitely doing something more with involvement with advocacy in the area of neurodivergent children, teenagers, and not only. I think this is my new thing, so to speak, not only therapy dog team, but also connecting it with neurodiversity and but I don't know exactly. I bet you have ideas for me, Katie.
I know that you have very much brought therapy dogs into your curriculum at
Yeah.
work. And I was wondering if maybe you'd write something, whether it's a curriculum or a book for educators. To me, this book is really for parents, but maybe you would write a book for educators, as you are and do, about how for educators to bring this into the classroom to help neurodivergent children. Because so many teachers want to be able to do this, then they don't have the resources, or they don't have the knowledge, or they don't have the time. But you are so good at explaining things and breaking them down into understandable bites that I think that would be an awesome book. Just a
I
suggestion.
think are you thinking about the therapy idea, the dog therapy idea, or neurodivergent, or to connect all of that? Well, I have a wonderful collaborator who actually went back to the classroom, and we might have to talk more about that, about these ideas. But right now, we what I'm trying to do also is uh, present about this at some conferences and also to our own students at the university who need to know that. So that's we just went to a conference at SUNY Anyanta. We brought my dog too and my collaborating teacher. We had a pretty good turnout as far as the teachers from surrounding schools, and they were very interested in that. So that's kind of where I am. I'm just doing what I can locally to spread these ideas, but definitely I need to do something more with the book to get the book more out, and therefore more formats are needed, and also audiobook that needs to really happen. I think that's my next step. And then I like to do things in step two. When you have a clear goal, then it's better because you align with the clear goal. And then putting the book on other platforms too, I think. So really to do what I can to promote these ideas about neurodiversity and how I see it, and also in conjunction with dog therapy or animal assisted education together. So it's not just Barb advocating for therapy dogs, but in that context of neurodiversity and how it supports not just autistic children, but how it supports creating the community in the classroom community that really can help in preventing bullying, help in creating communities in which everybody is welcome, because that's really what we want education to do, don't we? That is just so important. And in that way, children will feel safer and just more eager to learn and feel more like they fit, like they like they belong. Because I remember my child was saying, I just don't feel like I belong, like I don't fit. If I talk about what I want to talk about, people think I'm annoying. And that is also one of the reasons why I wrote my children's book with my dog as a character coming to the classroom and showing children how somebody else's interest, and just because they talk about these interests in a little bit more intense way, it doesn't mean that they are just annoying. It also means that they have a certain expertise. You might not, but you can learn from them. So again, embracing another person the way they are. Yes, sure, autistic people might have to learn a little bit that in certain situations, your intense interests is probably not the best time to share them. You have to be a little bit aware of this, but we cannot just reprimand autistic children. Stop it, stop sharing your interests, you're annoying, and everybody is just this normal crowd, because that's the wrong message we given. There is an annoying crowd and here is the normal crowd. We don't want to do this. We want other children, neurotypical so-called, also learn about the benefits of interacting with neurodivergent children. So I think I would like to continue my work in these two areas. So neurodiversity, promoting these ideas the way I see them and the way the book shows, and in connection with animal-assisted education, what it can do to bring the ideas from the book to the classroom, actually. So I'm just doing this thinking out loud, Katie. I don't know, do you like it or not?
I love it.
Thank you so much for challenging my brain to a little bit. I was like, you have to think a little bit forward, and yeah, we have to.
Well, and you know I'm always here for you, Barb.
You are. You're such an awesome friend. Oh my gosh. And your dog is so cute. Two of them, right? Two of them. Archer, but Archer is the superhero, obviously. Right now, we know that. Yeah. Thank you so much for challenging me. Thank you.
There's a hand on Olivia, right? You want to say?
Yeah. Yes. I just want to say something um, about Barbara. If you read her books, you notice how amazing she is, always reminding us that there's a light within every child. I mean, within every one of us, but within every child. And that is something that I'm also passionate about, because it is true. We are the ones who need to help and support kids to discover what those talents, those amazing virtues they have within them. So I really love that. And also, I want to say something I love about Barbara work and about herself too. It makes me feel I can really connect with her from the very first time. Is that she's such a genuine person, and I love to find people like her. For me, connected with something, so with a person who is genuine is the most beautiful thing in the world. And since she is a mom, a teacher, and an amazing leader, I thank God that I have connected with her, that I met her, and she's inspiring me to do so many things. Really, I thank Barbara, first of all, for being such a genuine person and make you feel everyone, not only your child and the students, but all of us, that we can share things with you and that we can also learn with you. Thank you so much, Barbara, again.
Thank you so much, Ligia. And I'm learning from you. And Ligia's doing some incredible things. And Ligia's giving platforms to young leaders. Ligia also highlighted the story about my own child and other young leaders, autistic and not only. And that's really, really super cool, because we need young people who are doing something incredible, who go through challenges. and she's doing something. This is a new initiative, and I love it, Ligia. It's really wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, it was such a it was such an amazing session. I mean, seriously, I think we need more of these kind of sessions so we can continue the movement, because I think Katie asked such a good question, that what's next. I think that reminds us that we need more of these sessions so we can actually come together and take some action. It's not only just to, just raise voice and then of course help others so they can actually take some action as well. Yeah. So I think
And we also have
yeah.
Imran.
Yes, that's what I was saying. So if you want to say, please, we have like only like 3 to 4 minutes, so we can just wrap up quickly. Yeah.
Am I allowed to talk about?
Yes, please, definitely.
Thank you, Ambreen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara, for inviting me to be a silent listener of this wonderful conversation. I have yet to read your book. I'm sure it will be definitely a game changer in that particular domain. And I've listened to all the reviews from all the participants. So first of all, congratulations to you first because of the wonderful contents which you have definitely written in that book. I have to read that, and definitely I'm going to read it. And I just wanted to say thank you, and just appreciate for your contribution in that education industry, and particularly as an educator, and you are involving dog therapy, which is something definitely a unique and something new to know and learn. I have yet to learn more things about this. That's it from my side. And thank you, Ambreen, and thank you, Valerie, for hosting this wonderful session.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Imran. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, yeah, I think we just need to wrap up this, and I would really, really like to thank each and everyone for joining and sharing their heartfelt message. It's really, really mean to us as an impact activator also, because it helps us to help Barbara to share her voice, to create some ripple effect. So definitely, it really means a lot, because Barbara is doing such an amazing work. Her vision and mission is so much aligned that we really want her to flourish and to continue this path, and we will be supporting her. And as we know that you all will be supporting her as well. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, thank you. And bye-bye.
Thank you so much, everybody. I am just so honored. Thank you so much. It was such a wonderful book launch. Thank you, Ambreen and Valerie, and thank you all for staying also as long as you stay. It's absolutely amazing. I know it's a lot of time from your busy schedule, so we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you on social media.
Yes. Okay. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.